what are the instructions that you've given your wife or your husband or your children to take care of, and what's important to you? And it is sad to see many times that people have not had that discussion, have not written down those instructions. Ideally, you want to do it in form of a will, but they haven't done it, and yet they're able to amass something that I would say is significant for that family. You don't have to be a millionaire to have a will, and you can see they spent a lot of time taking care of it, and yet they haven't taken that one final step. This is instructions how to take care during a crisis.
Yeah. So, what would you say people should be careful if they? I mean, what's the penalty for not taking care of this in advance? I mean, what can be the consequences? What are the harms?
I mean, for a business, it could be quite a bit. I mean, it could hurt a business when the succession plan is not evident.
For personal liability, like for sole proprietors.
I mean, what you've done is without leaving instructions, you're not able to take care of issues, financial issues, right? Debts and creditors and things like that. On the personal level, you add time and money to actually process and go through the probate process, when there were simple shortcuts and hacks that could have been done to make things easy. It becomes stressful on the survivors of this because they're already dealing with pain and grief, and then they have this administrative process to them, paperwork, going to court, talking to lawyers, and it is painful for them. Then you have relatives that may have conflicts. You have heirs that may have conflict, and you have heirs that may actually have a share of your estate that you never wanted them to have a share of the estate.
Yeah.
But you never left any instructions. And so the ones who you should have been maybe well deserving in your eyes to receive a share are not getting their fair share or any share, because you didn't leave proper instruction.
So let me take this a different way. So let's say I am a person who has a business. My wife and I have our company. We've got 3 kids, and we have our house, right? We put our money into this house all our life, and then suddenly something happens, and we've never done any of this. What happens? What is it? What are we risking?
I mean, just what I've mentioned before. I mean, it just depends on whether there's a mortgage on the house, how you've set up your company. I'm not going to say you're going to lose your home,
right,
because you don't have a will.
Yeah.
But you put a lot of financial pressure that, especially if you've not given access to your spouse, some financial control where they can take care of things so that they don't lose the home, they don't lose the business. Because you can lose both if you have not put the proper financial mechanisms in place and resources for that person to quickly make that decision, instead of waiting to go to court, get the papers, get the authority, those kinds of things.